My name is Jesse Rack, CEO of Rack. We are an energy solutions company here in the state of Florida that specializes in automatic standby generators, natural gas and propane. Um, we're a very big preventative maintenance company. We have an electrical, residential, and commercial department. We also have an EPC department, which is primarily focused on EV installations here in the Southeast US. And one of the really cool things is that we also deliver propane to a lot of our generator customers. But I've been with Rack for 13 years and have watched the company grow since working with my father. Since John and I joined forces in the post-COVID era, we've really had a lot of success with growing the business through mergers and acquisitions. And when we met with Plecto, we had an idea about reporting, but it was nowhere on the same technology side that they're able to produce. We did a lot of spreadsheets. And so, I'm really excited to speak on Plecto's behalf.
Thank you very much also for doing that for us. And so you mentioned spreadsheets. So the recognition wasn't so great. How did the performance tracking and recognition look like before? If you could maybe elaborate a little more.
Yeah, not a problem. So, we always did performance tracking and recognition before, but it was a manual procedure done by our managers and our team via Excel spreadsheets. We've been working with ServiceTitan for about 5 years now. And from what I've heard, and so has John, my operations manager, we actually maximize Titan at the 80-90% level that most companies don't even use it past 25-30%. So what we really love is that Plecto auto integrates into it and is able to produce really great reporting for our team, which is cutting down on a lot of hours of manual labor. And it's giving us up-to-date just facts. And that's the most important thing. As you grow your business, you really fall in love with the data, and the data is super duper important. And, Plecto is just one of those companies that kind of takes it all, consolidates it, and then spits it out into one location so that the team can, better themselves.
And with team bettering themselves, I assume you have TVs in your offices?
We are currently utilizing a couple different dashboards. We primarily have 5 or 6 different dashboards, so each team's kind of using them differently. Operations on my side is working with the team over at Plecto to maximize and create the best reports. We have some technicians that also are reviewing their procedures. They're competing to do better jobs, faster, efficient, more jobs. So we do have a couple of different TV screens that each department looks at to kind of grade themselves to say, hey, am I maximizing my opportunities? Are we increasing our efficiencies?
And also accountability. And I would also love to ask, have you noticed maybe the motivation got better or the engagement amongst the technicians that it increased since implementing Plecto?
I definitely think it's a combination of two things. I think that, the technicians, having this tool, as well as the managers kind of pushing it and creating competition, because I really feel that competition brings the best out of you. I would say that it's starting to really change the dynamic at the company, because now guys know that they can't hide, right? So you're able to kind of evaluate each and everything. We're holding people more accountable. We're creating more efficiencies. We're increasing profits, that are very much important to growing a business. So I definitely have seen some really good results from it, and we'll continue to just keep tracking the KPIs to get to a better point. And efficiencies and is what it's all about.
Yes, absolutely. And I think since you mentioned KPIs, I guess you track them on the dashboards. What else do you use the dashboards for? What do they show?
We use the dashboards for multiple things. We have a sales dashboard to generate how many leads, how many closures. We create competitions amongst the sales guys on their monthly closing percentages. We're able to compare that to year over year with different graphs and percentages. Then if you kick it over to the installation department, we're able to see all the open permits. We're able to see which teams are completing projects faster. In the maintenance, we're able to see who's completing minor versus major maintenances faster, who's seeing the most amount of customers, who seems to be the most efficient. So, every single day, my operations team, led by John, is, working with the Plecto team to really just get it more fine-tuned, because there's so much data. Like, there's so many different things that you can do. And I think we're just continually scratching the surface with Rack and Plecto. And, as we invest more in Plecto, I see Plecto is investing more into us, because now you guys are able to really show this data to other trade businesses and say, look at the successes that Rack is having just by having the graphs, just by having providing the real-time data to kind of show managers, employees, call center, everything across the board.
And we're super proud to have you too, so we can showcase
you.
all of it.
Yeah.
And if I'm not mistaken, you guys also do contests, right?
We do monthly contests. We do contests for reviews. We do completion contests. We do no trips back contests. So again, we're trying to motivate the technicians in another way because look, our business is the definition of insanity. We are doing the same thing over and over and over, but we do want to continually get better results. We want to get more efficient. We want to really have our team fall in love with the data and the processes so that we continue to achieve greater things for the years to come.
And we hope you do.
Thank you.
But I would love to ask, that could be actually kind of tricky. How do you keep the competition healthy, not toxic?
Well, I mean, look, I come from the world of sports and competition was just so huge to me. I think it really comes on how you're portraying it to the team. Ultimately, you do want to keep it a healthy competition. You want to make sure people are doing things the ethical way. So it's really managed by our managers who are like the coach for that small team, maintaining positivity, focusing on the positives, identifying the negative situations, but correcting them with the right corrective action, not harping on them and creating a bad environment. Because at the end of the day, we have a really strong culture here at RAC. This is just another tool for our team to say, hey, if I want to be the best, if I want to say that I am the best gen tech or I'm the best air condition tech or the sales guy, you need the results and you need the data to prove that. So we continually focus on iron, sharpening iron. And that's just another way that Plecto helps us be better.
You sound like a really cool manager. I would love to work.
Yeah, no problem. You're hired.
Thanks. I would also love to ask, how did you guys handle the change from going from spreadsheets to the actual visualization of the data?
The managers really loved it. I mean, the way they handled the change was very positive. We basically said to them, look, you're not going to have to do so much manual data. You're not going to have to do all these extra spreadsheets. We're going to really simplify it because now, it's garbage in, garbage out. If they put the correct data into ServiceTitan, Plecto is going to take that correct data and then put it into a graph. If the wrong data goes in, then the wrong data is going to show and we're immediately going to see that. So, it eliminates human error. I mean, obviously there's always two big components to any business in the service. It's communication and then people. But we feel that with the technologies that we have, we think that they're the most elite and we're giving the software to the people to make the best decisions. And that's just another tool that Plecto's really helped us with.
Thank you very much. And I'll go a little back to the gamification. How do your employees respond to the achievements or the notifications?
I think it's been perceived. I would say this, between all the notifications and the gaming, you're starting to see the guys get a little bit more tied in. Everybody's motivated by making more money. Everybody's motivated by winning a TV at the end of the month or winning an extra day of vacation or a new tool. So we're seeing guys more tied in because again, we all get complacent. We all need to be told, hey, you're not really working as efficient as possible. We're human, right? It's just a human nature. So, we're asking people to come in every day and reinvent themselves. This is just another tool that they're able to kind of utilize to say, hey, you know what? I may be having a tough day, but I'm number 3 on that leaderboard. Maybe I can get to number 1 if I do these X, Y, and Z. And you're just seeing guys really prosper from it, especially in our maintenance department. You're seeing guys get just so much more efficient. What we do is we're monitoring guys on a basis of, how many Google reviews are they getting, how efficiently they are, and we're slowly incorporating it. And the guys are really buying into it, And when you give away a 60-inch TV to somebody, they get more excited to come to work the next day, knowing that the next month, I want to win the next month. We want winners win, right? So if we continually keep focusing on that, more guys will just keep getting used to that idea and that mentality of that. I want to win every single day.
And with this in mind, what goals are you aiming to achieve with Plecto, for example, next year?
Next year we want to have everybody in the company 100 on it. Right now, each week we're working in different aspects of the company, different pieces. It's very labor intensive, working with the team at Plecto. We're always asking them to tweak this and tweak that because we want to get the numbers as precise as possible. So next year, it's really making sure that the dashboards are being showed in every single location, not just on maybe a manager's board to then coach the team, having it accessible to the technicians a little bit more, having it accessible to the call center, and then, just continually expanding upon the competitions to make sure people have opportunities to earn additional bonuses, earn additional perks, which we find is very important in this industry.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And especially the visibility is very important because like you
Yeah.
have to be up to date with the data. And if you don't see it, then nothing can change.
Listen,
So,
if you're gonna, like this year has been a lot of focus on who we are at Rack and falling in love with the data, which has been super important. We're having some really good results. Other things we're identifying that we're not 100% happy with. But as you continually fall in love with the data, it's the only way to continually go forward and build the brand. And that's what our focus is, continually doing it the Rack way, which we've always done, and being best practices here in the state of Florida and continually expanding through the Southeast United States.
the Cupid hit you really hard with the arrow, right?
Yeah.
Because you want the data. And I have one last but not least question for you. What would you say to other companies considering Plecto? What would be your message?
I would tell them that, look, I would give it a shot, try it. Most people, you got to understand, a lot of these businesses, it was great to meet Plecto at Nexstar, which, immediately puts instant gratification behind the business. I don't think they would be there if it wasn't a great company. I would say, having the ability to, have me as somebody that can speak on Plecto's behalf, but try it, don't be afraid to try it for 30, 60, 90 days. I forget what the exact process is, but definitely try it, because once you kind of realize how great the data is that gets reported, you'll start to realize the man hours that you're saving on the manual, and you'll institute this throughout the entire company, and it'll just become a great product that you'll be able to rely on to say, hey, what's a quick snapshot of where the company is? How are our sales? How is our maintenances? Are we behind on inspections? These are instantaneous things that you can report every single day that you have access to on your cell phone, your iPad, your computer. So I would say don't be afraid to try it. It's a great product. I believe in what Plecto has to offer, and I'm excited that Plecto and Rack have become partners for the future.